Hey, we outside. I almost pulled over on the side of the road to share this message. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who has found something of encouragement, of inspiration in the videos that I've shared. Thank you to those of you who like, who subscribe. You are helping these messages to reach those who truly could benefit from what is in these videos. So they really thought that they could use your silence to confirm that they were somehow right. Some people are invested in being right. They're invested in being the victim. And they use your silence and your going inward against you. So they thought. But what they failed to account for is that beautiful things happen in silence and stillness. Strength is in stillness. Strength is in being quiet. There is strength in not shouting from the mountaintop what you have done or what you didn't do. There is strength in not defending yourself against those who are determined to be the victim and make sure that you are seen as the villain. But God knows. God knows the truth. God knows your heart. And this is your season to come into the light, to step into the light. So what does that look like? Maybe that is you speaking your truth. Maybe that is you correcting some misinformation that has been put out about you. Maybe that is you living your life through example, through your actions, and letting your character speak for itself. They thrive off being a victim. And you thrive off saying, this happened to me, and here's what I learned from it, and here is how I am becoming and being a better version of myself. You're not pointing the finger. You're not placing blame. You're taking accountability. You're reflecting. You're sitting with yourself. And you're making the changes internally that are now beginning to shine externally. They did a great job at playing the victim. The question is how long can you live the life of the victim? How much benefit can you get from being the victim? When does it have to come to an end? The people in their lives are slowly starting to see that they have a lot of hate in their heart, that they're not healing, that they're not doing the work, that they're invested in blaming and pointing the finger. All the things that they said that you were is really what they are. Is really the characteristics that they secretly embodied. And those who have had the wool over their eyes are beginning to see the truth. They're beginning to see that those stones that they threw at you didn't land. That it actually only made you stronger. They're beginning to see the gossip and the hatred they spoke over your name didn't land. It was transmuted. They're beginning to see that energy that they put out towards you is coming back to them. And there's no one to blame, because you stayed focused on yourself. You stayed focused on reflecting on who you were. Because the real truth of the matter is that you didn't leave that relationship, you didn't leave those family members, or you didn't leave those friends because you didn't love them or that you didn't care. You left those relationships because it was a matter of life or death. Maybe it was a matter of physical life and death. Maybe it was a matter of spiritual life or death. And some people cannot understand that. But you understood it. And you chose life. It wasn't that you were done using them and that you had no longer had use for them, or that you wore them out until there was nothing left and then you just ran off with all the goods like a thief in the night. No. It was a matter of spiritual life or death for you. And you did the most courageous thing that you could do. You chose yourself. And that was the best decision that you could have made. When you made that decision, you definitely second-guessed it. Because you saw things fall from your life that you didn't expect to fall. There was a fallout. There was a backlash. There were people who attempted to punish you. You mourned and you suffered. And you came through that mourning and suffering brighter, bolder, with more clarity, with more intuition, with a more expansive heart. You cracked through the soil that you were buried in. You're beginning to blossom. And now they're afraid. They're afraid that you will shed light and speak and shame the devil and shame the lies and discredit them. You're not even interested in that. You are who you have always been and said to be. You stand in integrity and in love. You have never wished ill will on anyone, and you never will, because you are more aware than anyone that the battle is not yours, it is God's. That doesn't mean that you're weak or you're a pushover, or you do not stand up for yourself. On the contrary, you are very strong. You are very courageous. You are Invictus. But you understand that your power and your voice can either cause destruction or be uplifting. And you choose to be uplifting. And there is so much more power in that. God and the ancestors are proud of you and where you are and what you've come through. And there is so much more to come. There is so much more life to live. I'm proud of you. The ancestors are proud of you. God is proud of you. So hold your head up high. And when they believe that you stand alone and that you're unprotected, laugh. Because we know that you are extraordinarily protected. And you walk with more in many. Too many to count, too many to name. Your power is unseen by the eyes. Stand with the many that stand with you. Walk with the many that walk with you. And I look forward to seeing how massive and bright your light will shine. You are Invictus. You are a warrior who does not need to wield your sword. You have found internal peace. And there is no human being that can take that from you. Ooh, I hope you feel that. And I hope that you know that to be true. Because it is. Your power is unseen and is unmatched. And the greatest mistake that they could have done was to attempt to cast spells, wish ill upon you. Now, when I say cast spells, I just want to clarify. Yes, there are people who attempt to do candle work and magic work and they do rituals. But also our words are spells, our thoughts are spells. So gossiping is a spell. Hating, speaking words of hate and gossip on someone, that's a spell. And a lot of people don't even realize that that's what they're doing. So sometimes it's not intentional, but be mindful. Be mindful. I stopped gossiping about people a long time ago because I realized that puts something over their lives. And what I put over their life, I put over my own life. And what they didn't realize is that they were gossiping and spreading misinformation over your life, over your name. And you are extraordinarily protected and guided. So that energy is going back to them. You're not even the one sending it back to them. They're putting that over themselves. So speak life over people. Speak love over people. Be mindful that the energy that you put out, you also put over yourself. And if you're watching this video, then you know that, or there's a part of you in your heart and your intuition that knows that to be true. So be mindful. Stop gossiping. Don't gossip. Don't speak ill over people. Speak life over them. Don't speak on situations where you don't know all sides of a situation. Don't judge, have discernment. But they didn't know how powerful you were and are. They really underestimated how protected you are. Because you don't walk around with crystals and and you don't wear the typical outfit that they expect you to wear. And you might not speak in the way that they expect someone who is spiritual to speak, but you embody it in a way that is deeply internal and rooted within you, that no costume could ever reflect. So they were looking for the crystals, and they were looking for the white outfit and the head wrap. They were looking for all the wrong things. They were looking for things that you see with the eyes. But it's here and here that we really see. So they didn't see the power that you hold. They didn't see the ancestors that walk with you. Because you're very unassuming. You don't dress the part. But you the real deal. And they gonna learn today. Take care.